it's a pleasure to meet you. Welcome to our way to success and get used to see this nice outfit with this brassiere and geeky t-shirts because it's going to stay. Also, this globe. Don't do what Elon Musk do and get your 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I'll explain you why it's important and how that makes you more productive. What's the first thing you do in the morning? Coffee? Putting your clothes on? Turning up the lights? Peeing? Okay, that last was a good one, but dramatic pause, you're incorrect. The first thing you do in the morning is waking up and hopefully staying awake, because who hasn't woke up to start the morning suddenly go forget it, being and going about to bed again. You wake up early, even if it's on weekends, you don't have a job, you're retired, you're studying non-presential, and I tell you, you won't be damaging your productivity. First, I will explain you why it's important to have enough sleep. Second, we'll talk about morning routines, why you should have one, and how your environment beats your power of will. Yes. Third, a challenge for getting you and me to get committed. I'll tell you more at the end. Intro time. I can't insist more. Get your 7 to 8 hours of sleep. It is very important, much than you think, because you may think that if you sleep less and work more, your productivity will increase. But in this case, quality is over quantity. Several studies have tried to find out how many does the human being need of sleep every night during a period, certain periods of time, long periods of time. So they assigned people to three groups. One slept only 5 hours. The second one slept only 6 hours. And the third one slept 8 hours. After 2 weeks, the group of people that was assigned 8 hours of sleep showed better attention than those who only slept 6 or 5 hours. This was shown on her cognitive test and their behavior. The 6 hours sleepers, if that word exists, had an attention equal to 0.1 alcohol in blood percent. That's equal to be legally drunk. Furthermore, the group that slept only 5 hours often fell asleep during their exams. Oof. But you may say, hey, I only sleep 6 hours a day or maybe less, and I feel just fine. I'm not feeling sleepy. I'll tell you why. Chronic sleep deprivation can lead to less awareness of the symptoms, but the symptoms like cognitive dysfunctions, lack of attention, are still there. Are you a night owl or an early bird? Being a night owl or an early bird is mostly related to your genetics. You may be asking yourself, why not sleeping the same time but getting to bed later? Well, that wouldn't be a problem if you wouldn't live in a society that gets work and social interaction done between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Let's talk about morning routines. Why is it important? Or how power of will get beat to the ground, hit the dust by environment. I don't have a fancy routine. I just wake up, pee, eat breakfast, very important. We'll talk about it more in detail later. And also very important, eat your frog first. As Mark Twain said. I'll explain it. Let me show you an example. Wait. This is my seed. Seed, not that word. A study looked at data more than 3 million children over a 4-year period. Researchers found who were at least half a city block away from the nearest restaurant, fast food were between 2.5 and 4.4% less likely to be obese than kids who live close to fast food restaurants. How we can apply this to productivity? Well, I also struggle with getting up, and sometimes because I don't have any more to go to school because it's pandemic. You probably didn't know this. You probably are in the case you are an entrepreneur. Don't worry, there's a solution. I usually use my phone as an alarm. You must be careful with this because social media can be a bad choice for starting your morning in a productive way. I shouldn't say this because I'm recording a YouTube video. But I need this phone because I don't hear the normal ring bell of the classic clockwork. So what do? I put a post-it to myself with my goals. Because when I wake up, I'm not thinking about my goals, what I have to do. I'm not thinking about anything. I'm just too tired, too sleepy. Your morning routine should be having at least breakfast and your first and most important and urgent tasks of the day. In other words, as Mark Twain said, eating your frog first. What kind of breakfast should you be having? Why is important? Well, you should be having a breakfast with slow consumed carbohydrates and some proteins. Low-consume carbohydrates are more complex molecules than simple sugars. How do you know the difference? Not anyone knows this, but simple sugars, sorry, taste sweet. So, a banana, oatmeal, some fruit, an egg. Why an egg? Eggs doesn't have a lot of cholesterol? No, baby. Well, yes, but no. They have a lot of cholesterol, but doesn't mean that that translates to cholesterol in your body. No, baby, that's not how the body works. Studies show it that having proteins of your breakfast helps avoiding temptations of food during the day. Why should be you having breakfast? Well, if you're interested in productivity, you're interested in your health, because without health you can't be productive. And you can do more research, but the studies have shown, as I said before, that because people that don't eat breakfast tend to take snacks more often during the day, they are more likely to develop obesity. So, point 2 of a morning routine: eat your frog first. Mark Twain, thank you for this quote. Complete your first most annoying task of your to-do list first in the morning. You know what of the afternoon slump? You probably do. Is that the name for that sensation you have in the afternoon just after eating? It's because of circadian rhythms. All the factors influence how much you sleep, what kind of food did you eat, but chances are you are less productive in the afternoon. So, by starting your day with a good morning routine, that at least if you only do that, you will be safe. This way you will kickstart your morning and your day. And you already did a good step. You woke up at your time, hopefully at yours. For me, I want to wake up at 6 a.m., but for you, it may be something simpler. So, how can you, after these tips and this motivation I gave you, how can we improve ourselves? I said ourselves by waking up early. Well, I just do a challenge. Don't just challenge yourself. Challenge yourself and others. So you get committed, as I said before. Yes, it's time for the challenge. When this video is posted, when this video will be posted, the challenge will start. I'll write down in the description. You probably know how to. Yes. There's more to say. Well, when I wake up and hear the alarm, I post in the stories, and I woke up and 5 15 minutes later and I'll post that I'm still awake. This will be let's start easy. 1 week. 1 week of doing this together. Why start easy? Because if you start with something too much difficult, you will easily disappointed. Forget. With yourself if you don't accomplish this. And you may become frustrated. So start simple. Whether I succeed or not, I may be repeating this challenge, even extending it to a month. Accompany me on our way to success. And don't forget to subscribe, press the notification bell. You'll be doing your good action of the day by supporting me. Do it. And you won't be missing any new videos. Seriously, do it. You can miss it. Those are big buttons. Looking forward to meet you again. High five.